Hi, I'm Mark, and in today's lesson we're going to practice listening when people speak in that very fast English. Now, what do we mean by fast English? Well, if we think about normal English pronunciation, that's very much like the way I'm speaking now. You can hear each of the individual words and I'm pronouncing all of the syllables in those words. I'm an English teacher, so that's kind of part of my job. But very often, if you're in an everyday English speaking situation, people speak very fast. And very often what happens to the words is they kind of get all squashed together. So for example, a question like, what can I get you? And this is a question, if you go into a restaurant or a bar or a coffee shop, they're normally asking you what you want to order. So what can I get you very often becomes, what can I get you? And of course that sounds very different from what can I get you? And a lot of my students complain that this is one of the most difficult things to practice because of course you're in the situation and it's very difficult to hear what people are saying. So, in today's lesson, we're going to imagine some very common everyday situations and we're going to listen carefully to that fast English and see if we can start to understand some of it. I'm going to give you 6 different scenarios and you're going to listen to that fast English, see if you can understand. I'll repeat the listening again another time in slow English so you can read on the screen and listen to it again. So here's the first example. Let's imagine you go into your doctor's office, you're sitting in the waiting room, and then the nurse comes and she says,
Hi, Mr. Smith. I hope you haven't been waiting too long. If you're ready, you can come through here with me. The doctor will be with you in just a few minutes.
What? Let's listen to it again.
Hi, Mr. Smith. I hope you haven't been waiting too long. If you're ready, you can come through here with me. The doctor will be with you in just a few minutes. Hi, Mr. Smith. I hope you haven't been waiting too long. If you are ready, you can come through here with me. The doctor will be with you in just a few minutes.
The second example. You're at the supermarket. You have all your shopping and you want to pay. So you walk up to the checkout, you see the cashier, and she says,
Can you go to the next aisle, please? I'm just finishing up. The checkout's closed. Can you go to the next aisle, please? I'm just finishing up. The checkout's closed.
Now let's listen again, nice and slowly, and you can read along.
Can you go to the next aisle, please? I'm just finishing up and the checkout is closed.
That's it, you just have to go to a different checkout because she's closed. The third example. Imagine you're at a restaurant. You're sitting at the table and you've been waiting for a long time. Finally, the server comes to your table and she says,
Sorry about the wait. Things haven't stopped all day. Let me get you started with some drinks. What would you like?
What?
Sorry about the wait. Things haven't stopped all day. Let me get you started with some drinks. What would you like?
Well, that was fast. Listen to it again.
Sorry about the wait. Things haven't stopped all day. Let me get you started with some drinks. What would you like?
Pretty common if you're in a restaurant, they want to start you with some drinks. The fourth example. Let's imagine you go to a hotel and you want to check in. Check in, we mean you go to the front desk and tell them you've arrived to get the keys for your room. You go up to the front desk and the person working there says,
Checking in today? Great, we'll get you all set up. If you could just give me your ID and the credit card you booked the room with. Checking in today? Great, we'll get you all set up. If you could just give me your ID and the credit card you booked the room with.
Now listen again, nice and slowly.
Checking in today? Great, we'll get you all set up. If you could give me your ID and the credit card you booked the room with.
And this is common when you go to check in. Of course, they want your identification, and very often if you paid with a credit card, they want that credit card as well. Example number 5. Imagine you go to McDonald's or any fast food restaurant. You go in, you order your food, and now you're waiting for your food to be prepared. You have your ticket, and that has your number, and you're waiting for them to call your number. The person working there says,
46, your order's ready. Is it eat-in or takeout? 46, your order's ready. Is it eat-in or takeout?
Now listen carefully to that slow English.
486, your order's ready. Is it eat-in or takeout?
This is good practice also listening for numbers. And of course, these are the common questions they'll ask you when you go to a fast food restaurant. Are you going to eat it in the restaurant or are you going to take it home with you? The final example, example 6. You're at a coffee shop and you order your drink, you pay for your drink, and then the assistant says,
If that's everything, your order will be ready over at the counter. Would you like your receipt? If that's everything, your order will be ready over at the counter. Would you like your receipt?
Now let's listen again, nice and slowly, and you can read along.
If that's everything, your order will be ready over at the counter. Would you like your receipt?
And this is normal for coffee shops. You pay at the one counter and then you walk over to the other counter to collect your coffee or your food. Now you've practiced listening for fast English in some very common everyday situations. Don't forget to check out my channel, Master Everyday English. There are lots of other videos all about everyday life and work in the United States. If we think about going to places like a coffee shop, the supermarket, a fast food restaurant, there are a number of questions that it's very, very common for English speakers to ask in fast English. Let me give you some of the most common examples. The first example we looked at before, what can I get you? Which is very often pronounced, what can I get you? Can I help you? Becomes,
Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you?
what can I do for you? Becomes,
What can I do for you? What can I do for you? What can I do for you?
Do you want to, for example, do you want to eat in or take out, becomes
Do you wanna? Do you wanna eat in or take out? Do you want to? Do you want to eat in or take out? Do you wanna? Do you wanna eat in or take out?
what do you want to, like what do you want to order, if you're in a restaurant, becomes
What do you wanna? What do you wanna order? What do you want to? What do you want to order? What do you wanna? What do you wanna order?
did you, for example, if you're at a hotel, they might ask you, did you check in already?
Did you? Did you check in already? Did you? Did you check in already? Did you? Did you check in already?
And of course, there are many more questions that are very often spoken in fast English and are often difficult to hear. But with these examples, now let's get a little practice. You'll see a question on the screen. I'd like you to try and pronounce that question using fast English.
How can I help you?
After a few seconds, you'll hear that same question spoken in fast English. Take a second, listen, and repeat.
What do you want to order? What do you want to order?
Great!
Do you want a drink with that? Do you want a drink with that?
Good job!
What can I get you? What can I get you?
Excellent!
Where'd you want to sit? Where'd you want to sit?
And that's it for today. I hope this lesson is useful for you if you have problems listening for that fast English, especially when you're in an everyday English situation. If you enjoy this video, please take a second, give me a thumbs up, write me a comment, and click to subscribe.